What is going on, everybody? Yvonne here. Now, as you guys have probably noticed, managing your guys' inbox can be super frustrating and can take a lot of time. And that's exactly where platforms like Lindy come in, because they can streamline your guys' email engagement and at the same time automate a lot of the process. In this guide, we're going to go over on how to set up automated email responses with Lindy, and that way your guys' workflow is going to be a lot more efficient. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, because I am going to be sharing my screen, if you guys do want to follow along with what I'm doing or even want to try out the platform for yourself, there is going to be a link down below in the description. Once you guys click on that link, all you guys got to do is just press this button, try for free, and it's going to ask you guys to sign up with your guys' email. So go ahead and do that. So sign up with Google, select the email that you guys want to use, press continue, answer some basic questions here like who you guys are, what's your guys' main use case with Lindy, and how'd you hear about the platform. So press continue. And from there, you will be able to start your guys' free trial. You will need to enter your guys' credit card information. However, you're not going to get charged for the first 7 days. And once you guys have signed up for the platform, here's how it's going to look like. As you guys see, the platform is going to be centered around the idea of Lindy. Now, when I say Lindy, think of it as like if-then statements mixed with AI. So if something happens, then X, Y, and Z is going to follow, and AI is going to help you guys do that as well. So this platform is going to be very similar to Zapier or Go High Level when it comes to if-then functionality. However, it takes it to another level with the use of AI. So let's go ahead and see how this looks like under the hood. So we can go ahead and create a new Lindy here on the right, and you guys are going to have a lot of options here, from meeting note takers to support Slack bots, to lead generator, to outreacher, to responder, or even time-sensitive email alert. But you can see all the templates if we click on this box right over here, or we can even make one from scratch. Now let's cross out of this and I'll show you guys how a certain one would look like. So this one in particular is going to be centered around emails when it comes to customer support. Now here's going to be the very basic gist of how it works. So whenever we receive an email, right, let's say somebody has a question, it's going to trigger the specific workflow. Whenever someone sends you guys an email, right, we don't want it to be super broad whenever it can be any email. So we want to set some filters upon it. Go ahead and click this little box right over here. And we want to filter where it contains a certain phrase or a word, right? It kind of depends on what you guys are looking for. You can have it be starts with, ends with, doesn't contain, equals to, whatever you want it to be, right? But there can be various amount of questions that can come up. Like, for example, resetting your password. The reason why you want to have something in there, because if you don't, then it's going to look through you guys' entire email inbox, and that's going to be very expensive. The reason why I'm saying it's going to be really expensive is because it is going to be credit based, so you can run out of those credits pretty quick just because a lot of people get a lot of emails. Now from there, let's say we're going to filter by something like resetting your guys' password. You can go ahead and check your guys' knowledge base. Now when I say check your guys' knowledge base for an email follow-up, here's what I mean by this. So if we go ahead and click on this, we can go ahead and upload our knowledge base when it comes to files, text, even upload a website, Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, Notion, or Freshdesk. Pretty much any place where it stores information. And from there, if the answer has been found in a knowledge base, right, it's going to go ahead and respond to that specific individual. And when it comes to the response, this is going to be the email of the body that's going to be sent over, and we can go ahead and select exactly who's going to get it and who's not. And if you guys would like, you can also save it as draft, so you guys can go ahead and review it before it actually goes out to that specific individual. I personally like to set it as draft just because I want to make sure that the emails going out is going to be perfect. And from there on, as you guys see, you can build in further automations after the email's been sent and after the reply has been received. And you can have the same thing that can happen if the answer was not found in a knowledge base, where you can send the team an alert via Slack. And from there on, after the message has been sent and after the reply has been received, you can have further automations on top of that. And again, all the different triggers don't have to happen right away, because you can go ahead and add different time differences, like send it a day or two later, and that way it doesn't look weird like it's coming right away. And think about it. The reason why this is so important is because if you guys have it set to send emails right away, every single time a person puts in a ticket, the system is going to go ahead and go through the knowledge base. And if they find an answer email right away, that looks a little funny, where they send an inquiry right to your guys' support email and they get an answer right away. That looks a bit odd. And that's why I personally like to have those like different time gaps, because then it looks a little bit more natural. So this is a way to automate your guys' emails and follow-ups when it comes to customer support, but you can do it across different teams. So let's go ahead and go to home here, press save. And if we go to New Lindy and look at all the templates, we can see there's going to be a ton of different things available for us, ranging from medical scribe to web researcher to lead generator, sales meeting recorder, podcast note taker, email thread summarizer, right? So many different things that involve automations and combining different systems. So let me show you a very practical example. Let's go ahead and press New Lindy, create one from scratch. And as you guys see, you'll always need that initial trigger. So like if something happens, then X, Y, and Z is going to follow. So if we go ahead and look at a specific trigger, so as you you guys see, there are going to be a ton of different applications available for us. There's going to be Lindy Phone, HubSpot, Gmail, Freshdesk, Discord, Asana, Aircall, right? You name it. So many different platforms. Like, you can keep going through them forever. And that's the point I'm trying to drill down here, is to not think of Lindy as solely a system that can help with your guys' emails and follow-ups, but rather a system that can unite your guys' systems together. By Lindy integrating with so many different platforms, you can have them all under one roof, and that way nothing slips through the cracks. So for example, to keep things simple, let's go ahead and select Gmail here, and there can be multiple triggers, like when an email is received, email sent, or even different attachments or email matching or labeled. So let's go ahead and have our trigger be email sent, right? Every single time an email sent. So from there, once our trigger is created, we can have the system perform an action, search the knowledge base, enter a loop, have a condition, or even have an AI agent. So from here, and this highly depends on your guys' flow, you can go ahead and create that logic that we saw right over here. So if the email has been sent over, then X, Y, and Z is going to follow, right? Or if we received an attachment or we received an email, then X, Y, and Z is going to follow, right? You guys feel what I'm doing here? This is all going to depend business to business or what you guys are hoping to achieve, just because it's going to look a lot different when it comes to customer support versus sales versus operations. But the best part about it is that you guys can use Lindy for all the different things, and it works around very simple principles. So you'll have that initial trigger that we initially discussed, right? So in this case, it's going to be us receiving an email with a certain concern, right? So if we're filtering by a trigger, right? Let's say someone cannot reset their password. From there, the system is going to search a specific knowledge base, and that way it's going to know exactly what to respond with. So in this regard, Lindy almost becomes your guys' VA. From there, if the answer has been found, you can go ahead and respond to that individual. However, if the answer has not been found, you can go ahead and send an alert via Slack and can let your team know. And again, you can have further automations and systems be built after, like for example here, after the email has been sent, you can build something on top of this. And if you guys would like as you guys see in this fork, I can add a plus here and just add another step. So you can build upon different steps in your guys' already existing system. And as you guys get better and better with the system, you can play around with its different use cases and see which one resonates most with your guys' team. Because as you guys see right over here, based on these conditions alone, there's so much that the system can do, all the way from web scraping to even creating a lead list for you guys, that possibilities are endless. And that all revolves around the idea of putting all the platforms that you guys are using on a daily basis all under one roof, and that way nothing slips through the cracks. And since nothing slips in the cracks, it can be much easier for the system to build on top and automate on top of your guys' existing processes. Because you guys will quickly see the more Lindys that you guys built, the more data you guys will have, and we can double down on what is working and we can cut short what is not. And there you have it, folks. As you guys saw, that by automating your guys' email responses, it can save you guys a lot of time and enhance your guys' customer satisfaction. By leveraging automation that Lindy provides, not only can you put it to use when it comes to your guys' email follow-ups, but you can also use it in other systems as well. So ranging from sending an email to sending a task to your guys' team to even sending an SMS, we can go ahead and centralize everything we're doing for our business. If you guys want to try out the platform for yourself, the link for it is going to be below down in the description. And if you guys found this video helpful, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, as it tremendously helps support the channel. Till next time, peace.